So let me ask you a question. Do you remember that free trial you signed up for and never canceled? You know, the one that's now charging you $15 a month? Well, me either. That's where TrueBill comes in handy. I've recently been hearing a lot about these different budgeting apps, and I decided I would try them out and review them for you guys on the channel. And the very first one I want to take a look at is called TrueBill. I've been using TrueBill for about 1 week, and I would describe it as an app that helps you keep track of your overall financial life. And one of the most useful tools of this app is keeping track of those pesky recurring subscriptions that we all tend to forget about. Now, if you want to try out TrueBill for yourself, the link to download the app is down in the description below. I am affiliated with TrueBill, so I earn a small commission if you do decide to use my link. However, I certainly appreciate that, as it is a way to give back to me for putting this video together for you. Now that being said, guys, let's get right into it and talk more about TrueBill. Alright guys, so the best way to actually explain what it is that TrueBill does is by opening the app and showing you guys firsthand. I actually downloaded TrueBill about a week ago. I've been testing out the app myself and getting used to the different tools and functionality. So I want to show you guys exactly what this app can do for you as well. Alright guys, so as you can see now, here we are inside of my TrueBill app, and it shows right up top what my monthly spending is. Now right off the bat, I just want to tell you guys that I just paid off my car, so that is why this month's spend is so much higher than you would expect it to be. But that is what it shows you right off the bat here, is what your spending is, as well as the different bank accounts and credit cards that you have linked. So what I have linked to my account here is my different bank accounts here. I just have KeyBank linked, not my emergency fund, but just my KeyBank account. So if I do the drop down here, it shows the different cash that I have within these accounts. And then it also shows the credit card balance I have on my different credit cards. Now, as far as my credit card goes, I put all of my expenses on my one credit card and I pay it off in full every single month. So that is pretty helpful to show me, you know, kind of what my spending is, but this takes it a step further because it combines your spending from both your credit cards as well as your checking accounts and puts it all in one place where you can analyze that spending. And it also gives you ideas too of like what your investments are. I went ahead and linked my Charles Schwab account so you can tie in all of your different financial accounts that you have, and it will give you an overall snapshot of how much cash you have, how much debt you have, and how much you have invested. TrueBill also gives you this option of setting up budgets within the app if you want to set up a budget for a certain thing. Maybe you're budgeting for a vacation or a major life purchase. They offer a budgeting tool right there within the app. And then one of the things that really is interesting to me about this app is the recurring tab here on the bottom. It gives you an idea of what your recurring expenses are, which is extremely helpful if you're somebody who has ever been in a situation where you had some monthly expense sneak up on you and you didn't have enough money in your account. So this is extremely useful to show you what are your recurring expenses and what you should expect coming up. So in my case here, I have my Intuit QuickBooks payment coming up, my Audible subscription, my National Grid bill, as well as my Hoffman's car wash and my payroll expenses, Verizon wireless bill. So it shows you what these recurring expenses are, and oftentimes people end up forgetting these because they sign up for something and they forget they signed up entirely, and then they're perpetually being billed in the process. So that is a really helpful tab here showing you what your recurring expenses are, and also, you know, when you should be expecting them to hit your account. So then you jump over to the spending tab, and in my opinion, this is the most useful part of the app for me because not only does it show you how much money you are spending, but it also breaks it up into different categories to give you an idea of whether you're spending a lot of money on groceries or dining or whatever it may be. So right off the bat, we can look at my spending so far this month in January. And I will be honest with you guys, after seeing how much I've been spending in the last couple of months, it really has made me aware, especially with things like the dining and those discretionary expenses. So it's kind of a painful reminder of just how much money you're spending on these different things. So here we are looking at January so far, and my spending is $1,487, and it breaks it down into the different categories. $283 spent on dining, $170 on groceries, $81 on shopping, $47 on auto and transportation. And it does this for every single month and you can look at past data as well after you link your account. So for example, it looks like I spent a lot of money in December, as most of us do because of the holidays, and it shows me exactly where I spent that money. So $3,000 on shopping, $1,430 on dining and drinks, $634 on pets, $562 on groceries. So it breaks it up into these different categories. So if you find that your personal finances are kind of like a leaky bucket, where you have no idea where your money is going, something like TrueBill can easily show you where you're spending too much money. And what's also interesting is if you scroll down to the bottom, it'll show you where you're frequently spending money. So in my case, I had a lot of Amazon purchases because of Christmas, so that was $977. I spent $69 at Dunkin' Donuts and $458 at Hannaford, and it also shows you what your largest purchases were and these different recurring purchases that were of a high dollar amount. And so rather than just having your money aimlessly going one direction or the other, it gives you a very clear snapshot of what is going on with your money. Now on top of that, there's a couple of other features of TrueBill that you may want to know about as a user of the app. And one of the most interesting ones is that TrueBill offers a service where they will negotiate on your behalf on some of your bills. Now in particular, this is typically your telecom bills, your internet bill, cable bill, and things of that nature. And what they will do is if you upload your bill and provide the correct documentation, they will reach out to these providers and try to negotiate on your behalf. Now, they offer paid plans with TrueBill, which come with some extra bells and whistles, but you do not need to be using the paid plan in order to have them negotiate your bills. However, there is a charge for this service, and what they do is they keep 40% of any money they are able to save you. Now, you may think, okay, that sounds like a high amount, but the truth is, this is what I call found money, because it's money you would never ordinarily get in the first place because they're doing the legwork for you. Because as much as we all complain about our high cable bills and internet bills, very few of us are actually willing to get on the phone or chat with the people over the email and actually negotiate that rate. And what's actually crazy to me is just how much money you can save by using this service. So according to TrueBill, the users that take advantage of TrueBill's features see their bills decrease by over $60 a month, which is over $720 per year. So if you take advantage of all these features and you have them negotiating your bills on your behalf, you may see some savings like this as well. Now, everything we've talked about so far and everything I showed you in that app is part of the free plan, meaning you can download the app right in the description below and take advantage of all of these features. However, if you are looking for some above and beyond features, these are all going to be offered for a paid subscription, and you can pay for this on a monthly basis or an annual basis. So what does this get you exactly? Well, first of all, the first main thing it's going to get you is automated cancellations. So what that means is that when TrueBill notifies you of a recurring subscription, if you decide you want to cancel that subscription, you just click a button and then TrueBill will cancel it on your behalf. Whereas if you do not have the paid membership, you're going to have to cancel that subscription on your own. Another additional feature you get with the paid plan is unlimited budgets and unlimited spending categories, which can help you get a more granular look at your finances. Whereas with the free version, there is a set number of budgets and categories that you are allowed to use. Another useful feature with the paid plan is Smart Savings, which allows you to save money and set it aside right within the app, which can be extremely helpful when tracking your overall finances. Another feature is they offer a service where if you're charged any overdraft fees or late fees, they will reach out to those financial institutions on your behalf and try to negotiate those fees, because oftentimes banks are willing to have a little wiggle room there if you reach out to them and ask them, if you can cut down the fee or eliminate the fee, especially if you've been in good standing with them for a very long time. You also get premium chat, which means you have priority access to customer service with TrueBill. And the final feature they offer is automatic fetching of the data from your financial institutions. So if you use the free version of the app, they're only going to update your account values whenever that financial institution sends them that data. However, with the paid plan, they will fetch that data as often as you would like it, giving you real-time updates to your financial life. So overall, guys, I have found the TrueBill app to be extremely useful, and it's honestly one of those apps where even the free version is really good. It often annoys me when you download an app and you're limited to what you can do because everything else is behind a paywall. That is just not the case here with TrueBill. And I review a lot of different apps on my channel, and oftentimes I'll review them and then take them off my phone. But I've personally found TrueBill so useful, especially with the different spending categories, that I'm actually going to keep it on my phone, and I'm definitely going to be looking back at it a couple of times a month just to keep track of my spending. So anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to sign up for TrueBill and support me for putting this video together, those links are down in the description below. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.